Good afternoon from BTE Media. Today I'm delighted to welcome Lisa Kirsch, co-founder of private and corporate event planners Lovely and co-founder of the newly formed British Events Industry Coalition. Good afternoon, Lisa.
Good afternoon. Hi.
Lisa, the BEIC, what's it all about? Tell us, tell our viewers.
We are an industry, the private events industry, that is currently just not on anyone's agenda.
Sure.
We make up, we represent, well, we're trying to do some research on the figures, but about £10 billion industry within a £60 billion industry. And yet no one's talking about the day-to-day life cycle events that all of us are desperate to get back to. And
Sure.
yet no one's actually representing us. And we're a bunch of very industrious people who want to be working. And want to go to the government with solutions rather than requests for handouts in an ideal world.
It'd be great, Lisa, if you could just give us a sense of the objectives. So what are the outcomes you're looking for?
I'm going to probably talk to you as well more in what our current plans are, because they probably link very closely with our objectives. Our overall objective really is to help this country get back to partying in a safer way, to help the government, to really ask the government to really empower us to enforce restrictions and guidelines where they're needed, to free up much needed time probably for the police and local councils to be getting on with the sorts of things they need to be getting on with, and to keep illegal gatherings illegal. But we can actually help with enforcing the safety aspect of things. So initially we formed a coalition. We are in the process of getting as many people in the industry, reputable companies and individuals to sign up to show their support.
Sure.
And our intention is to then lobby Parliament, and we've had some success already, and to work with Parliament in developing really a code of practice, some form of regulation, that we can work with them and actually help our members, both from an insurance perspective, from a health and safety perspective, and actually outside of COVID as well, really get our industry recognised and working in a more formal way with government.
Sure. And you say you've had some success so far. Can you just give us a flavour of what that has been?
We were very fortunate to have spoken to a very lovely MP, Owen Thompson, who then took, he was having a debate in Parliament the following day, and at the very front end of his debate, after our conversation, chose to talk about the private events industry at some length, which was really lovely, and mentioned the BEIC and asked the government if they're willing to work with us. And then we have hopefully PMQs going in this week through another MP. And the more we speak to, we've not yet reached out to anyone who hasn't been supportive, but this has only been going about 4 weeks now.
Sure. But
and so the momentum.
Yeah, sorry, you've got done a tremendous job to get that far already.
Yeah, we're absolutely thrilled with how far we've got already, to be honest.
And it's interesting, I've read, correct me if I'm wrong, that you're not necessarily interested in financial support for the industry that you represent at this stage. You're
never say no, but that's
just
not
as much interested as the long-term framework, which is interesting, because there's a lot of campaigns and events at the moment, which is, we need financial support, and that's fantastic, that's short-term. But I guess partly the difference is you're looking to establish a longer term relationship with
very much so.
Yeah,
very much so, because in all of this it struck us, a few things struck us. First of all, actually anyone can put a marquee in their garden, invite 300 people around, and not necessarily pay much attention to health and safety because it's in their garden. And that leads to questions as to is that right? Should that be right? Or should there be some attention to health and safety in those situations? But also, it is actually quite shocking when you think about the number of different types of parties that people celebrate, averaging, might be 50, 100, 200 people. for key occasions that can't be celebrated again. And there is just currently no mention of us whatsoever. And the people that work in that industry are probably mainly similar to my sort of company, in that we work with a number of different partners and trade suppliers, but all of us are either sole traders with small limited companies, but most of us are self-employed. And most of us are falling out of any help that's being offered at the moment. And so there's a great opportunity here for a suite of insurance products to be developed alongside guidelines that actually protect the client, the host of the party, but also the suppliers, the venues, the caterers, the photographers, everyone.
You mentioned there's a membership opportunity, so they can sign up.
Yes.
Can you just tell us about how they do that? Is it literally just visiting your website? What's the
At the moment, we're asking people to visit the website, which is thebeic.com.
Okay.
And just register their interest and support. We're just asking for names and name of the company. We don't have a criteria yet as such, but over time we will. We're going to build a membership criteria. And that part of that criteria will be our code of conduct, and part of that code of conduct will be the necessity to undergo some sort of health and safety exam, similar to what some of the other industries are doing now with COVID, to show a certificate of health and safety. And so, yes, we're working very, very closely on that.
Cool. Okay. This might be a slightly unfair question, but if it was Boris Johnson sitting in front of you rather than myself, and you had 10 or 15 seconds, what would you say to him?
I would say, we're a very industrious group, and we're a group that likes to get things done in a creative way. We're a group that's not coming asking for a handout. We're actually providing a very, very simple solution. We would want him to reach out to us, and us to be able to work with him in recognising the private events industry as a fundamental part of events, really, in this country and actually worldwide. You know, as I say, everyone celebrates a birthday. You know, a first birthday party can't be celebrated when they're 3. It's something that resonates with everyone, and really shocking currently that it's just not recognised. The only other thing I'd like to mention is what we will be doing over time is building a stakeholder group of industry experts who we hope will be our ambassadors. And part of that group will be, you know, the very best of the people in their industry, but that doesn't necessarily mean the biggest. It means the people that represent what we're about. And that can be anyone from a sole trader DJ who just, you know, does kids' birthday parties, through to, you know, the very top caterers of this country. But we're keen that they form a board of such with us, so that we can be confident that all the different aspects of the private events industry are recognised.